What's up, everyone? Adam Gelman here. We're so excited to sort of be on right now because another set was just released in WWE, and it's so far been a really exciting ride, I think, for a lot of people because it's really the first time we've seen a set like this ever released in this sport. I've got my partner in crime, Ryan, here. And I wanted to get on quickly with him so that we could have a quick discussion because I think a lot of this might sort of be one of those things that could use some help in sort of navigating what's been going on in the market. And Ryan, why don't you say hello, introduce yourself again, just in case those that are watching are unfamiliar with who you are.
Hey guys, Ryan here. Hope you guys are doing great out there. Really excited about this. This product has really performed pretty good. I'm very, very happy to see how this product's done just in the first week. So we're gonna run through some sales here, talk about a couple of the bigger sales and what to expect with this down the road.
Yeah, I mean, like I think when we were first getting on and talking about this, about when we saw the checklist, we saw what it was all about. Like there was a lot going on here that I think we all were kind of surprised to see that it wasn't necessarily a carbon copy of UFC and that it wasn't necessarily going to function the same way. But man, like seeing it now in practice, like I think the entirety of the set has sort of given us some new things to consider, especially when you see some of the places that the cards are selling for, some of the ways the parallels were executed. I think we're getting the first Panini version of the Superfractors as well. We're seeing some crazy patches come through on the relic cards as we expected there would be. Like, what's been your initial take on at least the way the set has been executed rather than just what you saw on paper?
I think that this set has encompassed all the good things that Panini has brought to the hobby. The silhouettes, the National Treasures cards, the gold vinyls, it's a superfractor pattern, but superfractors are tops. Panini calls them gold vinyls, just FYI.
I was going to get there, but yes.
Okay, sorry to steal your thunder.
No, you're good.
Some of the pictures on the cards have been phenomenal. I mean, Cody Rhodes has some of the best photos in this set.
Man.
I mean, top to bottom, so just dynamic. The design flows. I'm over the moon with how great this set looks. I mean, it really looks great, and the price point's fantastic.
Yeah, I think for $130, like it's really tough to beat that. And I think because to this point, like Revolution even started above this. So we're seeing a situation now where even though Revolution is now down to $50, $60 a box in some cases, all the wax is down like 130 at a starting point is a really good and fun rip. And I think that's exactly where I was sort of starting at this as well, is like you can rip a few boxes of this and it's just fun. Like it's just a fun experience because you're getting so many different cards. There's a ton of numbered shit in here. Like every pack has a couple of numbered cards at least. Plus you've got 2 autographs. You've got some of these hobby standards, right? That we're seeing the gala cards, we're seeing National Treasures, legacy sort of stuff that Panini really has driven home over the last few years. Like I think there are some things that were drawbacks, right? It's not that some of the checklists and some of these sets are a little weak. Kind of weird to see Undertaker Chronicles and Shawn Michaels Chronicles stuff as their only autographs in these sets, but overall, like I think the cards look really, really good. I mean, even the contender stuff, which I hated the design for football. I hated the design, the way that it was executed across those brands. I think it looks good in with the wrestling. Like those photographs just pop, and it's awesome. Like these, you mentioned Cody Rhodes. Like there was one where he's like standing on the turnbuckle. He's got like his bright white teeth and the Napoleon costume and the American flag behind. I said it was the most Cody Rhodes picture ever. Like a lot of this stuff is just designed well. It's executed well. The gold vinyls, I think, were a fun sort of addition. We've also got our first Nebulas, which I think we've talked about in other videos. Like these are hobby standards that we get a little bit of a taste of as we sort of get into these latter parts of the set and latter part of the calendar for Panini's first year and the beginning of their second year.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen a little bit more strength in some of the legacy inserts, like the Crown Royale silhouettes and stuff like that. But overall, I mean, it really is a well done set. And Going back to the Chronicles design, that base set design for the first 100 cards, that has been Chronicles since the first baseball release, I think in 2016.
Right.
So that has been a carbon copy, whether it's baseball, football, UFC, and now wrestling. You have that's their design for their quote unquote base set before they get into the more snazzy, XR black optic stuff like that. So that is your base set. I will say, and I did say this on Twitter a couple of days ago, I like the fact that Undertaker and Shawn Michaels have autographs in the base set. And I like that because those are two very expensive autograph personas. And to have them in that base set will allow a lot of collectors to add those autographs at just a minimal cost. I mean, really, I think the first Undertaker sold for $200, and the first ones always sell high. I could see that card hitting 100 and a quarter, 130, 150, which for an Undertaker autograph is really a bargain. And it's something that a lot of people still haven't added to their collections.
It's really interesting because I remember there was a period in Topps where he just wasn't signing, and like he didn't sign on, like, for a while. There was the War Booty signature, the Action Pack signature, nothing else. And then it was like 2018, 2017, whatever it is, he came back and signed some stickers for Topps. He did some on-card stuff for Transcendent, but like overall, like, he really hasn't done a lot of autographs. Even now, his autograph is diluted a little bit because of what Panini has put out. He's been signing a lot of stickers for them, but I get what you're saying. Like, it's not lost on me that not everybody can afford a $400 Undertaker card. Like, that's not lost on me. I think that, like, the fact that it's their only signature in the set is what is sort of making me a little bit trepidatious about praising that situation. Like, if that was the only one, I would have loved to see kind of some more of the legacy national treasures, stuff like that, where we would get more retired guys, Hall of Fame level guys in the national treasures relic auto set. Like, those things I would love to see, but I don't think they did shirts for those guys. So I don't think they had them try those on during their signings. They probably just sent back some sticker sheets. But we did see some on-card stuff for Impeccable. We've seen some of that. So I mean, like, there is a notion that they are sort of getting the private signings done with the on-card stuff. I think it's going to happen with Immaculate as well. But yeah, I think it's just the fact that it's their only card is what's really kind of driving me. But overall, I don't disagree with you. Like, I think I've pulled a couple of Undertaker autographs. I've pulled a couple of Shawn Michaels things, but yeah, overall, if you want to buy something like that, it's like $200 or $300 a pop, especially now that Michaels has really gotten some heat behind him in terms of value in the market.
Yeah, and we've got to remember this was their first attempt too.
Yeah.
So it's the first attempt. They're gonna take feedback and everything else. And Undertaker is not a cheap autograph. So I mean, I don't know what he charges to sign per sticker. I imagine it's probably pretty hefty. It's probably up there with Stone Cold and some other big names. And so Panini, going back to your point about Panini diluting autographs, it's what they do. It's what they do. Anytime.
Yeah. I don't think there was any.
Yeah. Tops and Upper Deck tended to keep scarcity. So like Upper Deck with Jordan and LeBron, if the random sixth man for the Bucks has 500 autographs in a product, LeBron has 10, Jordan has 10.
Yeah.
And that's how they keep the value, and that's how they keep, those prices up. Panini doesn't do that. They're not going to do that. And if we see a year 2 and a year 3 of Chronicles, you could see Undertaker autographs under $100, I think.
And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Like, I'm okay with that, because I think making these things more accessible brings more people to the hobby, because I think we've got the high rollers. Like, I think there's been the boom has sort of brought a lot of people to the discussion that probably weren't going to be a part of this hobby for a while. And, now with this, like, if you make these cards more available and more accessible, I think that makes it more attractive for people to join, especially parts of a niche area of the hobby that just doesn't have a lot of people in it. So I don't disagree with you. And like, people say there's two schools of this, right? There's always like the high end people say like, oh, I spent the $800 to get one of these. Now they're going for $90. That's a terrible thing. On the flip side of that is like, well, I want to have more accessibility, but this, you're pandering to me, right? So it's like, I don't know. It's like everybody's going to complain. You're never going to make everybody happy. So I think you're right. Like, I don't really have a problem with this approach. I didn't have a problem with Upper Deck or Topps' approaches in those things either. Like, it's just not one of my things that I'm ready to complain about. I just want to have cool looking cards. Like, that's literally my number one thing is photos and cool looking stuff.
Well, and I'll tell you what, this product absolutely knocks out of the park with great photos. There are just there's tons of great photos in this product, great color schemes, and it really catches the flamboyance of wrestling, especially when you're talking about like the Macho Man cards, the Ultimate Warrior cards, all those bright colors. I mean, it's really a well done set. For me, it's an A. It's an absolute A, not an A plus, but an A, because I think what you're trying to say with the Undertaker stuff is that you would have liked to have seen him in the Chronicles base set, but then maybe throw like a gold Phoenix autograph to 10.
Something in there, yeah, something.
Right. So then we have, for the guy or the gal who wants to get the high-end Undertaker, it's in there. But Panini dilutes autographs. It's like I said, it's what they do. And anybody who's known about Panini products has seen that. When they got into basketball, Kobe Bryant, before he died, you could have gotten a Kobe autograph for $100. No problem.
Yeah.
He signed so much. Blake Griffin, $50, $40. Kevin Durant, $60.
Durant. I was gonna say Durant. Like, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. They have these guys sign an enormous amount, and they use them, and they absolutely use them. And it's not a bad thing.
Because it's cost effective to do it that way. I mean, like, that's why you do it, is because the more they do, the less it costs to produce it. So, like, I think that from a business perspective, that makes a lot of sense.
Sure.
So now we've had a little bit of time to sort of process this. We're starting to see the things settle out on the market. Like, what's been your impression, sort of seeing some of these initial sales?
I think that you're seeing some really strong sales on just like mid-level stuff. I mean, you're talking optic parallels out of 49 going for 60, $70 on some people. If you look at the equivalent of football, for instance, that player, like, let's say you match him up with Andre the Giant, and an Andre the Giant purple out of 49 goes for $75, let's say you match him up with, I don't know, Brett Favre. Let's just say Brett Favre. I'm just throwing a name out there. Dan Marino, John Elway, any of the big. Yeah, Brett Favre's not good. I don't want to get whatever. So let's say Dan Marino, right? Hugely popular, Hall of Famer. His out of 49, sells for probably 60% of that. So, I think you're seeing, if you want to compare the sports across the board, I think you're seeing extremely strong sales. I'm seeing a lot now. Given this is the first week. And people do tend to, you have a lot of people who just want to get the card and put it away and be done with it. And maybe they're not waiting for the Macho Man base card to go to $2 or whatever it is. But I'm seeing a lot of $5 sales, $6 sales, $7 sales. It's just great. I mean, the product's been received. People are paying for it. They're opening it, and it's a home run. It really is.
Yeah, I think I've seen some of the lower level stuff go for good money, like stuff that you wouldn't, like there was an Isla Dawn, Isla, I can't think of how to say her name. Her 101 went for like $400. Like, there's some good stuff. There's some good sales. I don't think anything's cleared publicly like $600, which I think is a little concerning, but I also don't think there's been a lot that's sold that has sort of been worth that. So I think overall, like, we're going to see some good stuff. I think as the bigger stuff sells, we'll see that better. But yeah, just keep running through, because I know you had a lot of prep here going. So you've sort of looked at a lot of this stuff. What are some of the other things that you're seeing?
I'm seeing so the Triple H tribute cards. I thought they were going to be plentiful. They are not. And they are selling for between 15 to 35, $40 a card. It's an expensive set. They're falling. It's looking like 2 to 3 per case of a 50 card set. So really, I mean, you're talking that's going to be a lot of money to put that set together. And I think people, after a couple of days, I saw a couple sell for like $15, $12, $11. I think people are now starting to finally realize that those cards are rare and they are scarce. And I don't have any proof of this, but don't be surprised if Panini short printed a couple along the way. And so I'm telling you, I could see him doing it. Like card 37 is super hard to find, and it's going to be one of those things.
People, yeah.
Again, I have no proof. I think it'd be fun, but you know, anybody who's a set collector knows that
wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, that you get down to the last few, and it's like, okay, is this card short printed? I have a couple notes here, so if I look down, that's what I'm looking at. A 101 Ronda Rousey XR base card sold for $550. All of these prices are from 130point.com, so these are the actual prices. I'm not going off of what eBay is saying here. So Alexa Bliss is a killer in the market. All of her stuff sells high. It's amazing. Her stuff is just going
consistently. Even though she has like she's just at one of those points where it's just not clicking. I think on in the product. Like, it's funny to see like her prices still high.
Saw an NT relic autograph for hers go for $500. Again, a realized price on 130. You know, was it paid for? I don't know, but it went for $500. So we'll see. A couple of the golds out of 10. You got a Phoenix Rock went for $400. Macho Man base Panini 1 went for 175. A 1 Rock Panini 1, which is actually, it's a cool card. He's sitting in the chair with the guitar.
And the guitar,
yeah, that went for $250. The 1 Warrior out of 10 went for 110. I mean, these are really, really strong prices. Really strong. And
comparatively, versus what you would see in other sports. I think just because, again, it's like the first time that they've done something. Like, if you look back over the history of sort of what got us here, like, none of this has ever happened before. Like, they've never needed to do an anthology this way. And, like, so to see collectors respond the way that they have, I think it's really cool. And I think, like, if you look at even like the gala cards, which I think we've talked about ad nauseum in some of our other videos, like those were selling at $450, $550. Like, we haven't even seen the big names out of those, the Roxanne Perez, Solo Sikoa, like those guys, like those, they haven't been a part of the sales cycles yet. But I think overall, like I know I've spent about $600 on a couple of cards here. I know that Jameson Long has bought a couple of big ones. Like, so there are sales that are going down, and they are going down at much higher than the prices that are being realized on eBay. But I think like those types of cards, like this is a player collector set. This is a set that is designed for people to go and do that, but it's also a set collector set. Like, going after both of those target markets is a really cool approach. And I think it resonates with a number of people that want to go and buy into this. So, just because I want to make sure we kind of keep this, relatively quick hitting here. Like, give me like your final sort of thoughts on this. Like, if you had to sell this product to one person out there who might be listening and deciding whether they want to buy a box of this or something else, like, what's your sales pitch?
I think that the price point right now can't be beat for what you could possibly pull out of it. You have Undertaker, Hogan, Alexa Bliss autographs. Becky Lynch is in there. She's a redemption, but she's in there too. Pretty much all the big names are in there. They've done a fantastic job with the color schemes of the product. It looks good. It's a snazzy product. It's so good, it's got vintage guys opening it, which is crazy, And so we got a couple people coming on over apparently that love to open the new stuff, and that's great. We love to have you. Please come to the picnic table. I will tell you this: if you're watching this video, don't sleep on the NT cards out of 99. Don't sleep on the Panini 1 cards out of 99, and don't sleep on the Noir cards out of 99. Those cards are falling 1 to 3 per case across the brands. There are 30 of them each in the set, and if you're like, I just picked up the Macho Man 1 for $35 because I just wanted to get it off the books. Don't sleep on those cards. They're going to be hard to find. They're selling well. You had a couple, a couple Becky Noirs went for 90 and 115. Those prices will
I
soften.
accidentally bought one of those. Yeah, that was
Okay,
me.
so
I
there
thought
you go.
the high one was me because I thought it was the gold, but that's all right. But like, yeah, I agree with you, man. Like, I think these are. It's a really fun thing to see happen, and it's fun that it's being received the way that it is. And I think overall, like, is this like the knockout drag out home run that everybody had was selected? Nah, I don't think it is. But I think it's for the price point, it's hard to beat it.
Oh,
You have
I disagree.
Hogan,
I think
Stone.
I think I think this sets an absolute home run. I think this sets an absolute home run for what you pay for it. The Gala rookies that we talked about previously, we've only had 2 sales. It was Nikita Lyons and Carmelo Hayes, and they both went over $500. So again, I
Yeah,
apologize to you set collectors. This is a $5,000 to $7,000 set if you have the wherewithal to put it together. We haven't even seen a Braun Breaker or Roxanne Perez yet.
pulled, pulled. Yeah, they're not even pulled yet. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so
great.
I mean, we're
And
still early on. So I think this set, what I like about this set is that it's not monotonous. You are going to see something new every pack,
absolutely not. Yeah. Yeah.
every pack.
And that's what's so fun about it. Like, I see people complain about, going through these packs and like, in like a set where it has no inserts or the inserts are pretty repetitive. Like this, you get a different experience every single time you open that wrapper. It's really good. So yeah, I think it's really cool to see. And I think when else are you going to have this opportunity to do $130 and get a chance at Hogan, Undertaker, Stone Cold, all those
No, I
guys. Like
think
usually
I
you'd have
think
to go.
this product, they did a really great job, and this is 3 in a row now because you have Select, Impeccable, and now Chronicles, and Immaculate's going to be great too. So I mean, they're
Oh
really
yeah.
they're doing a
We're
great
not even
service.
done. Like I still think there's one more coming. I still think that there's one more coming for
I hope
2020, like
so.
or for 22. I think 8 seems like a pretty good number. I think we're at 7 right now. I think all of the products have had at least one thing or two things about them that are worth buying a box or two. I think this one is above that. I think
Mhm.
because of the price point, you just go and you have fun and you rip it.
Yep.
So all right, let's wrap this up. I know you've had some issues with Twitter, so tell me, like, how do you want people to get in touch with you? I guess, like, if that's the if
Well,
that's the thing that you want to say.
so I'll go ahead. I'll just spear this straight on. So my account got suspended. Still don't know why they didn't tell me. So I am in read only mode, and it's funny because we have for you guys at home. We have a group chat of Adam, myself, and a couple other guys. And when it first happened, it was like, oh, I can't believe it. Da, 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 da. But I'll tell you what, about 3 days into it, it's nice. It's nice not having it because it's almost like you're detoxing because there's
Right.
nothing to fight about. There's nothing and you don't like anything, you don't post anything. And I tell you what, so Twitter's out for me for the time being. I don't know if they're going to reinstate it. Who knows? Who cares? Honestly, I don't care. But I am looking. I am looking. So
He's lurking.
um,
Yeah.
there's no way to get a hold of me. If anybody has any questions, I'm sure Adam can help you out with that. It's no big deal. It really isn't. And I'm not
or
torn.
ask me, and I can pass it along. That's also an
Yeah, sure. If,
opportunity
if,
here.
if it's really
We all
something that,
talk.
yeah, if it's, yeah, we talk every day. So if he can't answer it, you have to get to me. I'm sure it'll be passed along. If you got a Macho Man or a Brutus autograph, hit them up and let me know. But it ain't no big deal, man, at all. So, but all you guys who appreciate this content, we love doing it. We really do, and we do it for fun. And we want to make sure that you guys are informed and you know what you're looking at. And Adam did bring it to my attention today that our Chronicles checklist review, and we are going to do more of them. By the way, as soon as those checklists hits, we are going to do more of these, and we're probably going to do these post-mortems a week to 2 weeks after they release. It is the #1 viewed video on wrestling trading cards. So thank you for that. And we hope you found it helpful. And we really just appreciate you guys. And we want to help you out in any way we can.
Yep, couldn't have put it better myself. I think, it's fun doing these, and I've said this. I just did a couple of these other videos for other people, and it's just, and I just posted one this morning where we did a bunch of discussions around sort of how the people engage around the market and stuff. And it's just like, these are the types of things that I enjoy doing. Like normally we would be doing these in like a card shop somewhere, whatever. And now you guys get the benefit of getting to have a viewpoint into all these conversations if you don't have one that's near you or whatever. But yeah, you hit it on the head, Ryan. I love it. And I think we'll sign off with that. So thanks again, everyone. We'll be posting more of these pretty shortly, but I'm WWE Gelman on Twitter, on Instagram, and SC Uncensored on Twitter. Great to talk to you guys. Thanks again.